Hello. Welcome to the More Connection audio newsletter. I'm your host, Sharice N. Johnson Moore, and I'm so glad you tuned in today. In this episode, we're diving into a powerful and purpose-filled topic for all the writers, storytellers, visionaries, and soon-to-be published authors listening. Turn your manuscript into a published masterpiece. If you've been sitting on a draft, journaling your thoughts, or dreaming about writing your first book, this is your sign. It's time to bring your story to life. Today, I'll walk you through what it takes to move your manuscript from your computer or your heart to a fully published book that reflects your voice, mission, and message. We'll talk about everything from manuscript review, design oversight, ISBN, and copyright, all the way to publishing strategy and building your author brand. Whether you're writing your first book or preparing to relaunch an existing one, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So let's get started on turning your words into legacy. This is the More Connection, where faith meets business and purpose meets publishing. Hello, visionary entrepreneurs, authors, and faith-based leaders. Are you ready to amplify your voice, showcase your brand, and reach a powerful, purpose-driven audience? Then the More Connection podcast is the platform for you. We are now offering exclusive advertising opportunities for businesses, authors, and faith-based entrepreneurs just like you who are passionate about making an impact and growing their visibility. Whether you're launching a new book, promoting your services, or expanding your ministry, our audience is listening and ready to connect. Here are our affordable ad placement options. Pre-roll ads, just $25. Mid-roll ads, $50. End-roll ads, only $20. That's right, professional, engaging exposure that works within your budget. And the best part, we offer flexible payment plans. You can choose to run your ads over 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or even a full 12-month campaign designed to fit your needs and goals. So, what are you waiting for? Let your brand be heard where faith, purpose, and business connect. To get started, email us today at snjm@ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. Again, that's snjm@ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. Let's take your business to the next level together. The More Connection podcast, where purpose meets promotion. Come on now, what are you waiting for? Turn your manuscript into a published masterpiece, empowering authors to publish with purpose, excellence, and confidence. In this session of our More Connection audio newsletter, this is the topic I will be covering for today. And it is designed for aspiring and established authors who are ready to take their manuscript from rough draft to polished professional publication. This journey to self-publishing can feel overwhelming, but with the right strategy, support, and tools, it can be a powerful and rewarding experience. In this talk, I will walk authors through the essential steps of transforming their manuscripts into a finished product that represents their voice, vision, and value with excellence. So, you're thinking about writing a book. And I know you asking yourself, like, so where do I start? What's going on? And I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. And some things I want to bring to your attention of how that can be possible. In our first conversation, I want you to get the understanding of the power of publishing your story. The power of publishing your story. Every story matters, and your voice has the power to heal, inspire, and transform others. So please do not forget that when you start putting pen to paper, or you can turn around and record it on your phone, voice notes, things of that nature, or you start typing on your computer. So please do not, it doesn't matter how you start as long as you start, okay? Publishing is not just about selling books. It's about building a legacy and stepping into purpose. Think about when you write your book, who you're going to be writing the book for. Okay? When you proceed to put this pen to paper, think about your audience and who you're going to be writing for. The rise of self-publishing means you no longer have to wait for permission to share your message. You can take control of your narrative and reach your audience directly. So, with this one, I got a good one for you. You can take your manuscript and publish it on your own. Now, I want you to get a good understanding of what self-publishing is. That means everything is done on your own. And if you do not know how to do the steps of how to proceed from a manuscript to a published work, that's where I come in. I help you through your process of getting it from a written manuscript to published form in a book, paperback, ebook, hardback, or an audiobook. That is what I can help you with in the process. Okay, so you want to think of from idea to manuscript, laying the right foundation. How to clarify your book's purpose, audience, and message before you begin. Like I spoke before, you want to make sure you're speaking to the right audience. What is the purpose of the book? Why are you writing it? Are you self-help? Or is it autobiography? Is it fiction, nonfiction? And what message are you delivering to the reader? Structuring your manuscript for flow, impact, and readability. I cannot stress this one hard enough. That when you structure your manuscript, it has to flow. It has to walk a person through a story in a seamlessly way. It cannot go from one situation to another without add-ins, like a correlation of the story that has to flow evenly, has to tell an even story, not choppy, not just throw some words together and print it up. It can't do that because you will throw your readers off, and then you want them to be able to read it in one setting when you have this complete form, and you want it to have a dynamic impact where they leave a marvelous review after reading your book or while they are reading your book. The importance of discipline writing routines, and staying motivated through the writing journey. Sometimes it is good to sit and think about how you want to structure your writing time. Schedule yourself a time in your schedule just for writing, where there's no interruptions, there is no hard stop, where there is no distractions, I'm going to say. Well, I'll give you an example. When I was writing my first book, I would get up early in the morning. I get up like 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. And I would sit down and write what I wanted to type up. I'm old school. I'm just that way. I'm old school. I write mine in long form first, then I type it up, and then I turn around and put the paragraphs where they are supposed to be in a decent and order structure. Okay. And so when I would sit there for maybe 2 or 3 hours, sometimes I would sit all day and work on my my manuscript. And I made sure that I was not interrupted. No, do not come in the office. No, we had to schedule what time I'm going to cook. I scheduled what time I was cooking, what time how long I was going to be taking a break. And I structured all of my time. That's the most important part when you sit down to start writing your book, is structuring your time. Okay. Why working with a writing coach or accountability partner can fast track your progress. Okay. It's good to have a writing coach because you can send this person what you have already written and they can give you a critique or a breakdown of how this manuscript will come together and how your wording, your structure, your grammar fits in to your manuscript. Accountability partner says, how many words have you written today? How many paragraphs? How many, have you worked on your book today? Have you thought about what you're going to write next? Or, where they come into play as to keeping you on your P's and Q's. Okay. So, and that is very so much important because a writing coach can guide you through your, how they say it, sometimes we have writer's block. Writer's block might come one day and you want to talk to your coach and you ask them, why do I have writer's block? Why I can't, think of anything to write or anything like that? And I'm going to tell you something. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. But don't let that break be too long. Don't let the break be too long. Give you maybe like 2 or 3 days, but don't take it too long or you'll turn around and before you know it, you get busy doing other things and you must keep your mind focused on the subject at hand. Is completing this manuscript and getting it published. So, a writing coach can help you through your writing process with all the steps that you may go through to get this into published form. Understanding the self-publishing process. Okay? Understanding the self-publishing process. A step-by-step overview of self-publishing on platforms like Amazon, KDP, Ingram, Apple Books, and more. That is something that I always tell authors when they're self-publishing. Research, investigate these different platforms where you can upload your books, upload your manuscript. And it is good to have it on more than one platform. I have my book on Amazon KDP. I have it on Kindle Unlimited. I have my book on my own website. I have it in Barnes and Nobles. I have it on Goodreads. So, do your research. Do the research and see what steps you're going to have to take to self-publish on the platforms. The pros and cons of published versus ebook versus audiobook formats and how to choose the right one. You do not have to do all of these at one time. You do not have to publish your book on all these platforms at one time. You can do one at a time. You can print your book in paperback or hardback. You can also make it an ebook at the same time, or you can start out with an ebook and then go to print publication. It is all up to you what format you want to publish your book in. An audiobook can also be done as well. So you get a plethora of choices. It's up to you the way you want to publish it, the way you want to put it in that form. If it's a hardback, if it's paperback, if it's an ebook, if it's an audiobook, you get to choose. Or you can do one at a time in that sequence, right? What you need to prepare before you can publish: formatted files, ISBNs, legal consideration, and more. This part is the most important part, I think, in a aspiring author's future. Formatting files. There are different formatting files that you have to have this book in order for to publish it. A paperback is formatted different than a hardback. Depends on the size of your book. Depends on the size of your book. Books come in different sizes and forms and shapes. So you may have to correlate your format to that size of the book that you're going to publish in. Okay? Now, ISBNs are very important. Did you know that you can publish or you can purchase your own ISBN numbers from an ISBN company? You do not have to go through Amazon to get you an ISBN. I just want to put that out there. I didn't find this out until I had a coach for my second book. Now, my first book, I did everything on my own, and I got my ISBN from Amazon, KDP. I did not know I could publish my own ISBN number. Okay. But I found that out when I had a coach for my second book. So I always advise authors to purchase your own ISBN numbers, right? Legal considerations. So legal considerations go into as far as, are you going to create a business for your publication? A business entity to publish this book. Or, you create your own business, you create your entity, you get all your paperwork in order, it's legal standpoint, it's a lot of legalities when you go to this process. Okay? And it must be considered and done in decent and in order. Then you got to think about your copyright. You got to think about this copyright. Copyright needs to be in your name, Okay. And I always tell authors to, when you copyright your book, copyright the book right before you publish it, where everything is done at the end. Everything is done, completed. You got your ISBN number. You have your business entity. You have all your paperwork, your legality, your legal business entity created and done. And then you can copyright it under your business entity. Okay? So, and you also think about, there's so much more to dive into that. And in order to get that information, I I would say sit down and let's have a consultation about let's have a consultation for your book publishing. Let's sit down and have a consult about the services that I offer when it comes to the more factor on this statement. How publishing platforms work and how to make them work for you. Do your research when it comes to these different publishing platforms. Whether it's Ingram Spark, whether it's Amazon KDP, Kindle Unlimited, Apple Books, and more. Do your research. How do the platforms work and how can you make them work for you? How can you make them work for you as far as you making income from your published works? Okay? And so you have to devise a way, put a strategy together to how you're going to make this work for you. It is not just, okay, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to publish this book. I'm going to put it out there. And it's going to be for everybody. No, your book is not for everybody. You have to find your niche audience when it comes to the right people reading your book. Okay? Just want to put that out there. And we're going to talk about the avoiding common pitfalls in publishing. Avoiding common pitfalls in publishing. Why professional editing and proofreading is non-negotiable. I'm going to give y'all this one here. You will not believe how many books I have read that have misspelled words, run-on sentences, and the editing is just terrible. Misspelled words, run-on sentences, structured sentences, paragraphs seems like they're out of place, out of pocket, out of in the wrong chapter to be talking about particular things. Okay, I'm just going to give you some things that this is what a professional editor and proofreader will have you to review for you. The importance of cover design and book layout and how poor design can hurt your credibility. I'm going to emphasize this. Please do not try to create your own book covers. I know, we're supposed to be experienced, we call ourselves experienced in graphic design, things of that nature, but it's always best to write your idea down about your book, how you want your book cover to look, and you have this idea in your head, and you go to a professional graphic arts designer to do your cover design and book layout, because you want to make good sales on your book once the public sees it. Your book cover really is like your calling card. Okay, it is how you are perceived as a writer per se, because sometimes we want to think we can do it all, but sometimes we just can't. Okay, Please get you a professional graphic arts designer to design your book cover and the book layout, because it can hurt your book sales. Legal mistakes to avoid: the copyright, ISBN ownership, and protecting your work. I advise all authors that I speak with to apply for all of these here. Your own copyright in your name, ISBN in your name, and how that means it's yours. It's your IP, intellectual property. That's what IP stand for, intellectual property. And no one can come and plagiarize your work. So please, I heard this saying one day, oh, I don't need to copyright my work. I don't need to copyright nothing. Okay. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with the Vila app that Amazon had. I don't know if they still got it. It's called Vila, where people will write short stories. They put their covers up there, and they wouldn't it wouldn't be copyrighted work. And a situation happened where somebody took somebody else's work on this app and plagiarized it and copyrighted it in their name. Now, when the person that actually wrote the story realized what had happened was that they did not copyright their work. I'm going to give this advice to all aspiring authors. I don't care if it's a rough draft. Copyright the work. I don't care if it's just 4-5 sentences. I don't care if it's a 500 words, 200 words, 100 words. I don't care if it's 3 words. Copyright it, because it's going to be yours. Don't skip the copyright and ISBN ownership. Please do not, because it could cost you in the end, okay? And you will lose money if you do not copyright your work or acquire an ISBN for your ownership of your work. Knowing when to DIY, that means do it yourself, and when to invest in professional help. Okay. I tell all authors this: get you a consultant. If you do not know what you are doing, if you do not know what to do, if you do not know how to start, if you do not know how to upload, format, create a book cover, if you do not know how to structure your sentences and things, please get professional help. Everything cannot be done by you. Okay? Building your author brand with confidence. Building your author brand with confidence. Okay. The essentials of branding yourself as an author: visuals, messaging, and consistency. They must align. They must align. They have to align. They got to. Because you can't say one thing over here and got your book saying something else over there. It just is not going to work, because you will lose your audience. Okay. How to create an author platform with a website, email list, and social media presence. Everything must align when it comes to these three factors. Your author platform, if you're going to create a website, it must be conducive with your social media presence. It has to line up just the way that you portray it on the website. Your email list, you have to create one of those, and it is very important that these 3 things be done before you publish your book. I advise all authors who are in the listening of my and the sound of my voice, if you're gonna be a serious author, you would need to create a website, your email list, and your social media presence so you can create a buzz before this book come out. Have everything set up for you before you start advertising that you got a book for pre-sale or for sale or it's coming out or things like that, because you want to have a place where you can send them. You want to have a place where they can sign up for pre-orders, or you can give in the email, you can turn around, have email sign up. Somebody sign up for your email list. And in that email list, you could have them sign up with your email list through a free offer, maybe like one or two paragraphs for a taster, a taster to get them to sign up for your email list. Social media presence. It has to be consistent with the way you're trying to present yourself to others as an author. Strategies for launching your book, building buzz, and gaining visibility. You have to sit down and write a plan and make it plain. Write your plan of how you're going to strategize or how you're going to launch your book. Building buzz and gaining visibility. All this has to be planned out. It has to. It got to. And you must make the time for it, because if you don't strategize, it's going to miss the mark. If you do not strategize how to launch your book, build your buzz, and gain your visibility. How to grow a long-term readership, get reviews, and turn one book into a lasting legacy. Okay. Long-term readership. How you can acquire, if they have read your first book and you come into writing another book, they could be long-term readership where they're continuously buy your next book and buy your next book and buy the third and fourth and fifth book. And if if you have this readership relationship with your readers, they will continue to support you. Okay. And how to get reviews for your books. Ask for the review. Ask for the review, and these things, closed mouth don't get fed. Okay, I'm going to tell you, closed mouth do not get fed when it comes to getting your reviews on whether they email it to you, whether they post it on Amazon, whether they post it on Goodreads, whatever app they on, you want to always ask a person, can you please leave a review, please, when you finish reading or while you're reading. I greatly appreciate that. Turn one book into a lasting legacy. Okay. How you can do this is, I'm going to give you one clue. A lasting legacy. Where you break that book down into maybe a course, maybe a PDF version, or if your book is educational, you can turn your book into a course and a lead form. Okay, lead form, a PDF, course creation, things of that nature. That can be a lasting legacy. So these are the things that authors need for their, to turn your manuscript into a published masterpiece. One is the power of publishing your story. Two is from idea to manuscript, laying the right foundation. Number three is understanding the self-publishing process. Number four is avoiding common pitfalls in publishing. 5 is building your author brand with confidence. And here are some other things that you may want to think about. Some bonus features for attendees, right? Can include free downloadable publishing checklists, source guide for recommended platforms and tools, and discounts on one-on-one book publishing consulting sessions. Sometimes it is good for me to create these opportunities for authors. These are my three bonus for attendees that have booked a book publishing consulting service with me. I have free downloadable publishing checklists, resource guides for recommending platforms and tools, and discounts on a one-on-one book publishing consulting session. So if I helped you today, I greatly, greatly, greatly would love to see your comment in the chat, in the comment section. And in the next portion of this audio newsletter, I'll be going over what is in our newsletter that I'm sending out today. All right. I love you all, and we'll continue in our next part of this audio newsletter. All right, babies. Hello and blessings to you. Are you a business owner, author, or faith-based entrepreneur looking to get your products or services in front of a highly engaged audience? Well, here's your opportunity. Advertise in the More Connection newsletter, where faith meets business and purpose meets promotion. Whether you're just getting started or expanding your reach, our newsletter puts your message directly in front of readers who value inspiration, entrepreneurship, and transformation. We offer affordable advertising packages starting at just $25 with discounts as you commit to 3, 6, 9, or even 12-month placements. That means more visibility and more savings as your campaign grows. Each ad includes your message, a featured image, and access to a loyal, growing subscriber base ready to hear from you. So don't wait. This is your moment to shine in a space that celebrates faith, business, and purpose. Click the link in the description box to view our advertising packages and fill out this submission form today. Let's amplify your voice through the More Connection newsletter because your message matters. All right, so in this newsletter, I'm very specific about the book publishing consultant service, right? And in my newsletter, I have several businesses in the newsletter that provide publishing services. And with that, we have a young lady. Her name is Dr. Latoya Jeter McElroy. Okay, she's the owner of Rainique Publishing. And she has published 35 books. She has published 35 books, and she has a roster of authors that have published with her, independent, self-published independent authors. And all of them my friends, okay? All the people that she published are my friends. And then she has a plethora of experience in this topic I talk about today. And her latest book is entitled Juneteenth in Crestview. Okay? And it talks about celebrating freedom, faith, and power of love with book number 35. This is number 35 for her, y'all. from the prolific author and publisher, Dr. LaToya Jeter McElroy. Juneteenth in Crestview is a moving tribute to the freedom of Africans and African Americans, written with a purpose to uplift the truth that love with God knows no color. Okay? If you need a publisher that'll sit down with you and teach you all the dynamics of the publishing process of becoming a published independent author, self-published, I suggest you get in contact with her. Okay. Then I have another lady that has a company. It is entitled, her name is Melvese Johnson. Melvese Johnson. And her company is entitled Written Word Publishing LLC. Written Words Publishing LLC. The owner is Melvese Johnson, and she provides publishing services as well if you want to publish your book. Now you may ask, why did you tell us about these people and you got publishing services too? Okay. I do consulting. It's a difference between consulting and publishing. It's a difference between consulting and publishers. Okay. I just want you to know that. Right? And I could walk you through stuff. I walk you through a process where I teach you how to do all the things. I teach. Okay. And a publisher does all things. They do all the work for you. Okay. And Miss Dr. LaToya Jeter McElroy is she does consulting. Okay. And Miss Melvese does full publishing. Okay. Just want to specify that. And so you may want to sit down and talk to somebody about your book first before you publish it, because this publishing of a book and being a self-published author is something that is time. It is time consuming. It is time process. It is no rushing when you do go into the process of turning this manuscript into a published work. It's something that can't be rushed. It can't be done it cannot be a rush process. That's my word of advice for you, for first time authors that want to self-publish your books. Self-publish means you do everything yourself. Everything come out your pocket. So I do not want you to I don't want to give you I don't want to give you no illusions about how this process of being a self-published author is. Okay? Some people don't want to tell you the truth, but the one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser. It's a lot of work behind it. Okay? Now, I just want to say that I'm here for you, and if you need me, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through my website for my services, or you can, email me, my email address. Okay. And now we're going to move on to announcements. I decided to put this inside of the audio newsletter is announcements. Okay. Just like in the written newsletter, the More Connection newsletter I send out every Monday, I will be also sharing announcements here in the audio newsletter. So With that being said, our first event that you need to really attend is the third annual Stand Up Authors Revival and Awards Conference, October the 3rd through the 5th, 2025. It's at Embassy Suites, Charlotte, North Carolina. And tickets are on sale. Okay. And so during this conference, it is being hosted by Miss Ardenae Garner and co-hosted by Dr. Jai. Okay. You can go to www.authorsrevival.com to purchase your tickets. It is in Charlotte, North Carolina, October the 3rd through the 5th, 2025. The event highlights workshops and panels, powerful networking, and an awards gala, and book signings, giveaways, and vendor opportunities. It will be held at the Embassy Suites in Charlotte, North Carolina. Go to www.authorsrevival.com to purchase your tickets. Miss Ardenae Garner is the host of this event. Okay, I have an announcement that I want to share with you pertaining to this event. Me, myself, I am a speaker this year at this event. I will be speaking at this event this year. So, in order to pass on the blessings that God's asked me to pass on, this is something I have for you personally. This is something I'm doing personally. I have not been asked to do this. I've been asked by God, but not by people. Okay. I have roommate opportunities available for the third stand-up authors revival and award ceremony. Okay. Are you attending the third stand-up authors revival and award ceremony happening October the 3rd through the 5th, 2025, and looking to save on lodging? I have room for 3 roommates to share accommodations with me for the entire weekend. The cost is only $150. Only $150 for the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. Okay. So if you can reach me through my email, snjm at ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com for further information. Okay. Now the way you can pay this fee, you can my Cash App, my PayPal, or I can send you an invoice. Okay. Let me know what you would like to if you would like to go in on this opportunity to be in a space where you could be around other thinkers, other gifted men and women in a room that want to tell their story and not afraid to share their stories. So let me know. My number is 725-256-7817. If you want further details about this lodging opportunity for the hotel room I have for 3 individuals, I could have 3 individuals in the room with me for lodging for the whole weekend. Okay, 725-256-7817. All right. Okay, another event you don't want to miss is Voices on Paper. Voices on Paper. It is hosted by Miss Sarah Osby and her company, Sarah Osby Ventures Incorporated. Okay. Voices on Paper 8-city book tour. Join us this summer as we bring books, bold voices, brilliance to 8 cities across the U.S. The Voices on Paper book tour is where we are bringing books, encouragement, motivation, resilience, and faith to each city. Tour dates and cities. August 30th, 2025, Charlotte, North Carolina. September 27, 2025, Atlanta, Georgia. October 25th, 2025, Memphis, Tennessee. November the 29th, 2025, Houston, Texas. January 31st, 2026, Columbus, Ohio. February 28th, 2026, Chicago, Illinois. And for a special treat, Chicago has the farewell brunch on February the 28th, 2026, 1 through 5 p.m., with only 50 tickets being sold and only 5 of those are VIP. Okay? The authors that will be speaking at these events are as follows: Danica Lundy, Rachel Branch, Bobby Goodwin, Latanya Parsons, and Nicole Woodfault Gator. Nicole Woodfault Gator. Okay. You can reach out you can reach info at voices-on-paper.com to purchase to get more information, or you can go to www.voices-on-paper.com to acquire tickets. Okay. That is being hosted by Miss Sarah. All I Do Is Win Osby. Reach out, get your tickets today. Okay. Paula Washington. Author Paula Washington is having a book launch party July the 26th, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. Her book is entitled The Encore Playbook. She is having a book launch party for her book entitled The Encore Playbook. And you can come in your favorite loungewear, grab your coffee and pastry, and bring your brilliance. This is our cozy coffee chat to celebrate what we built together. So, and she has, what to expect: a special reading from the Encore Playbook, my personal why, and the story behind the book, spotlight on our amazing founding reviewers, and a Q&A where you get the mic to share your thoughts. Bonus for attendees: early access plus $25 VIP coupon for the upcoming Encore Masterclass. Okay, you don't want to miss that. It'll be Saturday, July 26th, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Zoom. The link will come out. The link will be coming shortly. The Zoom link. We have another author. Her name is Rosalind Servine McLean. We, in our group, the Resilient Black Women Clubhouse Room, and the Resilient Black Women Facebook group, know her as Miss Ruth. Okay, now Miss Rosalind has a new book coming out. It is entitled Oceans of Thought, Book 4, The Little Pianist. New release, Oceans of Thought, Book 4, The Little Pianist, by Miss Rosalind Servine McLean. Okay, and so it is coming out, and you can go to oceansofthoughts.com/books to purchase this book. It is perfect for children ages 2 to 8. It is perfect for children from ages 2 to 8. So get it today. Okay, Miss Rosalind Servine McLean. The title of her book is Oceans of Thoughts, Book 4, The Little Pianist. All right, now we go with another author. Her name is author Latoya Jeter. Dr. Latoya Jeter McElroy, and this is book number 35 for her. Okay, book number 35. Now, she's been writing for a while, y'all, okay? So if you just getting to know her now, you need to go back in her author plethora, her arsenal of books, and her and get them and start from the beginning, okay? If you do not know who Dr. Latoya Jeter McElroy is, she is a dynamic woman of God. Okay. And the book is entitled Juneteenth in Crestview. It is available on Amazon and free on Kindle Unlimited. Okay. Go to Amazon and you can find this book, Juneteenth in Crestview, available for purchase. Okay. So, and we have another event for you. Got another event. The next event we have is the second annual Our Words Matter Black Author Expo, presented by Miss Deborah Jefferson. And the name of her company is Melvese Thoughts LLC. Okay, it'll be November the 8th, 2025. The time is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The location is 334 Church Street, Aiken, South Carolina. Free and open to the public. Okay. For more information, go to www.haroldbearsthoughts.com to register. You also have sponsorship opportunities available. This is the second annual Our Words Matter Black Author Expo, presented by Melvese Thoughts LLC. Owner is Deborah Jefferson. And you can go to www.haroldbearsthoughts.com for more information. Okay. Be beautiful, flawed. Mountain Mansion Retreat, October 17th through the 19th, 2025. It is presented by Dr. Toya Spencer Fillmore and her Toya Spencer Ministries. The date for this is October 17th through 19th, 2025, and the cost is $497. A $100 non-refundable deposit is required. Okay, you can reach out to Dr. Toya Spencer Fillmore. Info@toyaspencer.org for more information. Reserve your spots today. It is called Beautifully Flawed Mountain Mansion Retreat, October 17th through the 19th, 2025. It has mindset transformation workshop, fireside chats, and pajama party, healing and breakthrough, giveaways, sisterhood, and so much more. Meals included. Get on top of that, everybody. So, our next announcement will be Bring Your Story to Life with Written Words Publishing, LLC. Owner is Melvese Johnson. She helps you with your publishing needs. Where at Written Words Publishing, we believe every voice deserves to be heard, no matter your background or budget. Whether you're writing your first book or your 10th book, we're here to make the publishing process easier, smoother, and more affordable than ever. So, get in contact with Ms. Melvese Johnson, founder and CEO of Written Words Publishing, and she will help you with your publishing needs. Writtenwordspublishing.com is the website link. You can get in contact with her today. Our next announcement will be I have a podcast, y'all. Y'all know this, right? Okay, so the More Connection podcast, it coincides with the More Connection newsletter that you get. So if you don't have time to read the newsletter, I always give you the newsletter in audio form as well. So, wanted you can find the More Connection audio newsletter at audio newsletter on the More Connection podcast. I upload these every week. This is something new I'm trying in my business, so bear with me. Okay, so the More Connection, it consists of faith and ministry, entrepreneurial corners, faith and business fusion. Okay, tune in to the More Connection podcast, inspiring, empowering, and real. The More Connection podcast is your go to space for faith based encouragement, purpose driven conversations, and uplifting voices from authors, entrepreneurs, creatives, and change makers. Each episode brings heartfelt devotionals, insight interviews, and powerful testimonies that remind you you're not alone in your journey. Why should you listen? Faith filled guidance to fuel your day, spotlight interviews with resilient voices, entrepreneurial tips and author highlights, real talk on healing, growth, and purpose. Subscribe. The podcast can be found on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and so many other platforms. Okay, and soon I want to put this announcement out that I will be having advertising spots available on the podcast soon. I will keep you informed about that. I'll keep you abreast of what's happening with that and when that becomes available. I want to thank everyone for listening to the podcast. I want to thank you for coming in and listening. And I love you all. And I pray that you all have a blessed day. All right, babies. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Thanks for tuning in to the More Connection podcast, where we empower purpose, elevate voices, and keep God at the center of it all. If you loved today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs this message. Want to be a guest or advertise with us? Visit ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com or check out the show notes for details. Until next time, keep the faith, keep building, and remember, your voice has power.